Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining your virtual drinking buddy. So tonight I'm going to be mixing up a little bit of a cocktail. I'm sure it's probably not completely unfamiliar with people, but you may know it as Beermosa, and I know there's some breweries they're making Beermosas, like they're brewing them. They're brewing sours that have orange or whatever, and they're supposed to be like a mimosa, but when I first heard of it several years ago, it was just some random guy at work and asked me if I had... honestly, I don't even remember how the topic came up, but he brought up something called Lunchbox. Like, what the fuck's Lunchbox? And he's like, you put a little bit of orange juice in your beer, you know, like a red beer, but instead of tomato juice, you just use orange juice. Like, okay, you're fucking with me. That sounds disgusting. There's no way that that's something that people do. It's like, no, I'm telling you, it's delicious. Try it sometime. And I was skeptical. And so probably a good year went by. And my buddy, Scott Burmeister, he actually had actually heard of it. I brought it up to him. Like, we were just talking about drinks one night. And he's like, you ever heard of something called Lunchbox? It's like, you mean Redneck Lunchbox? I don't know, maybe it's beer with orange juice in it. He's like, yeah, I've heard of that before. And the way he had heard it is that it was something that guys did. You drop it in the lunch pail, I'm assuming in a thermos, or maybe you get a little thing of orange juice and can of cheap beer, which this is what I'm going to be using tonight, just to prove a point that you can use a cheap beer with something like this, and it's still going to taste all right. But he said you put it in the lunch pail, you have it for lunch, and it helps with the hangover, and you can finish out your day. Okay, and it was sometime after that, not too long, but we had gone to an Iowa Hawkeyes game. We were tailgating, so he picked up some OJ while we were picking up tailgating provisions, and sure enough, you put a little bit of OJ in your Miller Lite, and all of a sudden it tastes a lot better, and it helps you recover from the night before, so that was nice. And I know I've heard of Beermosas being around. I think some breweries are just adding orange juice to a beer after the fact. Some breweries are brewing sours that they're trying to pass off as mimosas. And actually, TK had done a review on what is it called, Dominica? It's the New Belgium sour mimosa beer. And I think he'd actually done another one, but I brought it up a couple of times in the comments on his videos, and so I thought, you know what, maybe I should do a video, not that it's anything overly complicated, but I just wanted to show you could use a cheaper beer, and it's still going to taste decent. And you can use whatever beer you want. Personally, what I found is Blue Moon, so Belgian wits are going to work well with it, just splash a little bit in there. Any American lager, light or full-bodied, you can use, so whatever is your preference. Most generally, I've done it with a light beer, but I've done it with, like, Budweiser, I think, or maybe, see, I'm pretty sure it was Budweiser. It might have been the High Life. But yeah, and I personally wouldn't use it on anything too expensive. I mean, I guess it depends on the occasion. Like if you're having a brunch and you want a beer instead of a champagne mimosa, I don't know, splurge and get Heineken, but like I wouldn't get a finer European lager, say like a Weihenstephan or something like that, and add beer to it, because to me that's just a waste of beer. But I would keep it to like lagers, wit beers. I suppose it'd probably even work with Hefeweizens and Pilsners. So it's really your preference. Not something I would personally do with a darker beer. Probably even work with an IPA, especially if like you're somewhere and somebody's got a cooler full of IPAs and that's the only beer you're gonna have, and by coincidence there happens to be orange juice there, it might take off some of the hoppiness. I cannot actually test that. I've never tried it with an IPA. But I'm gonna get to it with this. And I just want to show everybody again, yes, I am using Beast Light. Something I drank plenty of in high school. Probably drink more Beast Ice just because, you know, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. But yeah, it really doesn't take much. Start off by putting, actually that's probably a little bit more OJ than what I need there. And just a little bit of rum. And I know I've actually used Milwaukee's Best Light before, just because I wanted to see like how much can orange juice cover up the taste of a cheap beer. So, like I said, like tailgating situation, you partied the night before, maybe you're going to a college game, you went out Friday night like I did, get up Saturday morning, and you know that you're just going to be drinking several of these and you're going to need the orange juice to take away the taste of some cheap light beer or something. So you can see, once you get it in the glass, it actually looks a lot like a mimosa, although really big mimosa in this situation. And it smells like beer and orange juice. And actually, not bad. I think Beast, along with like Squawky, Old Milwaukee, for anybody that's not familiar with the slang, Natty Light, probably all those Keystone Light, notorious for like an aluminum taste. And that is one thing that the orange juice helps to cover up. And honestly, I probably could have left the orange juice level where it was. But it's really all up to you. I find that about an ounce, maybe 2 ounces of OJ is enough. Since this was a tall boy, I probably could have gotten away with doing a little bit more. But if you're doing a 12-ounce can, and it really depends on how much you're trying to cover up. But you really don't need to go crazy. Just that little bit of orange juice takes away the aluminum taste. And I mean, with a Milwaukee's Best, with this little orange juice I put in it, this is still nothing special. But it does get rid of that aluminum taste, and you could put down the cheap beers if need be. And like I said, if you want to splurge a little bit, you're having brunch, you want a better beer, go for it. But it's really more for the lighter beers, the lager, pilsners, heavy weights, and something like that. Even a wood beer is good. I do that a lot of times instead of cutting up an orange if I have Blue Moon or something of the like. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's nothing special, but it is a nice little trick, especially when you are drinking cheap beer and you don't really want the flavor, but you do want the buzz, or you need help getting over a hangover. Great remedy for that. So, I hope you liked what you saw, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button below, and don't forget to tell your friends. And this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you only have one lever, so use it wisely.